So I was debating about whether or not I wanted to reply to this in the video, like do a story time, because my God, absolutely. But then a lady on my YouTube, if you guys do not follow me on YouTube, same name, same handle or whatever, she mentioned again about her own experience with men. And so I felt like, oh yeah, this means let's talk about it. So my God, I said I was going to start a series about when I was at the gym or whatever. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to go check out the video, I was speaking about racism with Jean's old racist ass, right? I had a boss, a young black boss at that. And my God, rest in peace to Lamar Washington. He was 29 when I met him, 30 when he died. And my God, y'all, I kid you not. Okay, but today we're talking about the competition aspect. I'll tell you guys about the other stuff another day. So when we were talking about just say racism, and again, just say the comparison and the competition that white women feel, you know, towards black women and so on and so forth, I realized while I was at the gym working for, you know, with this black man who I perceived as my mentor. He taught me so much, but I learned good stuff and I learned bad stuff from him. I first came into the gym life, or like working at the gym, I wanted to be a trainer. And once I shared with him that I had an entrepreneurial background or whatever in sales, he pushed me to go for, you know, the sales training, right? So with that, obviously that meant he had to develop me. You know what I'm saying? This is a new skill, right? So he was a great mentor, if you will. But like I said, just like he taught me good things, he taught me bad things. Let's talk about it. So while I was there, with the way it's set up, right? It's like the VP of director or whatever over training or whatever, and then it's the assistant. So I was the assistant. So he was the only person over training that was over me, right? And the white girl that I mentioned in the video about racism, that Jean was throwing her all the deals, she was underneath me. She was coming up, right? So we could have had two assistants, but at that time, she was still coming up. She hadn't yet acquired that position yet. And so he's getting paid off of the both of us, right? And my God, oh my God. So while he's in my ear on some, you know what I'm saying, because he was young, he was the youngest to ever do it, if you will, in the industry within, say, Houston. He was very well known for being, you know, legendary at sales, you know, getting people in the chair. While my worst month probably was making, well, outside of like when I first started, was like $3,000. You know what I'm saying? My best month, I was damn near at 10K before taxes. And so you're talking about gym money, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, we were making money. So he had this formula, if you will, and I would later learn that the formula also included having relations with the clients. But stay with me. So while he's speaking to me on some, you know, we J and B, Bobby and Whitney, in this predominantly white gym, and it's us against them, he was also in, you know what I'm saying, white girl ear, telling her about how she could use her privilege. I would later learn that, you know what I'm saying, like I said, while he's in my ear pumping me up, he's also, you know what I'm saying, pushing her to compete with me and telling her to use her privilege. So this is how she's teaming up with, or this is another driving force for her to team up with, you know what I'm saying, Jean and them at the front desk and memberships, for her to get her calendar, her schedule filled up or whatever. And he's the one also telling me, you know what I'm saying, so you're afraid of a little competition? You're a little afraid of a little work? Because he wanted to enforce that workhorse black woman type, you know what I'm saying, buddy. So this is that same Lamar's, my, you know what I'm saying, boss mentor, who would die to this day from, you know, they said heart failure, but there were so many other things going on. I promise you I'm gonna do a story time, because there's so much, y'all. I can't even wrap it up in this one video. But I learned about how, say, the systematic racism, but also how our black men can play into that as well. All because it lined his pockets. Because either way it went, whether I was making money or she was making money, he was making money because he was over us both. And while he was telling me, you know, certain things or whatever, he was in her ear as well. And not only that, telling her to use her privilege, like, use what you got. You feel me? And so it broke my heart when I would later find out that he was doing all of that, girl. When I say I was shattered, because here I am thinking that we B and J. You know what I'm saying? I'm opening his eyes, putting him in a position to win, because there was just a lot of drama going on. So I'm his eyes and his ears. You feel me? I'm standing 10 toes. You know what I'm saying? Behind this man, thinking that he has my best interest at heart, girl, whole time. I kid you not. And he was, you know what I'm saying, down. He was getting a down. And I didn't learn that until after the funeral. Oh, okay. The next time, I'm going to tell you guys how we even had that situation between he and I. Like, I watched this lady's video here on TikTok one day that said about women losing their virginity typically happens, you know what I'm saying, you're a young girl or whatever, and you got on a little dress or whatever, or you got on something, and the boy slaps your you know what I'm saying, your stuff over, and he pops it in, and bam, you've lost your virginity. And she was speaking to how there was this form of, say, assault there. And I kid you not, when she said it, I'm like, I've experienced that before. Quite actually, you know what I'm saying, not being funny, that's the way I lost my virginity. You know, it happened so quickly that I didn't even know what was going on until, you know what I'm saying, like, we're in it. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And ironically, that same situation happened with my boss. So for us to even to have that situation between he and I, to me, it was an accident. Like, the next day, I'm like, hey, we could never do that. Like, that's not supposed to happen. But it literally happened that way. But like I said, I'm going to have to break that down. I'm going to have to tell you guys the whole story. I'm going to have to tell you everything, right? If I'm going to tell you a little bit, I got to tell you everything. It was just crazy. But yeah, men do it too. And it sucked because he was us. My God.